Good afternoon. Welcome. This is the regular meeting of the Letcher County Water and Sewer District, Thursday, September the 18th, 2025. First on the agenda is the call to order. Next is the approval of the August 21st, 2025 meeting minutes, and they're attached. I would hear a motion that we accept the minutes of the meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Fred. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Richard. Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay. We will move to the engineer's report from Bell Engineering.
Good afternoon. Starting with Carbon Glow Road, the contractor completed the project Friday, June 24th, and the final closeout documents have been executed. On September 9th, MGM Contracting informed us that they'd received another invoice from CSX Transportation in the amount of $10,828 for inspection services provided by Osprey Integrity Inspection Services, which was a subcontractor for CSX. At the time we closed out MGM's contract, there remained a balance of $21,101 in the allowance for CSX fees. Next, Federal Bureau of Prisons for Roxana Waterline. Construction began April 1st. As of September 5th, the contractors installed approximately 14,140 feet of 8-inch ductile, 2,956 feet of 10-inch polyethylene, and 5,694 feet of 4-inch ductile. BP Pipeline submitted pay request number 6 today, totaling $27,244 for execution at today's construction progress meeting. The contractors started work on Division B, which is Kentucky 7 portion of the project, and has completed the directional bore across Rockhouse Creek and has pulled the HDPE pipe through. Currently, 48.6% of the contract time has elapsed, with 60.9% of the work completed. Bell contacted CSX regarding moving the CSX crossing at Roxana to the other side of the post office, which was approximately 98 feet down the line. CSX responded that the agreement for this crossing was never executed. So CSX is requiring a new application and review fee of $2,550, which Bell's forwarded to the district. Next, Kentucky 7 water line relocation at Red Star Bridge. The contractors installed all the 4- and 8-inch main line north of the bridge. These lines have been tied in, pressure tested, and disinfected. Service lines and meters have been set, and the contractor is currently installing the main line directional drill on the east end of the bridge at Talent Branch. The pilot hole was completed July 24th, and since that time the contractor has encountered major difficulties while back reaming. MGM Contracting has now hired a subcontractor, Keytech, to perform the directional drill. Keytech completed the bore and pulled the pipe through this past Tuesday. And MGM will make the final tie-ins the first of next week, and the project will be complete. Moving on to Millstone Phase 2, the design is complete. KYTC encroachment permit for the project was submitted to District 12 on July 2nd, and the field review of the project with Bell and KYTC was conducted on July 31st. Because water for the project will be purchased from Jenkins and fed off the existing tank at Payne Gap, no additional pump station or tank will be required to serve the project. Bell made contact and received a letter of support from Jenkins Mayor Todd DeFries. The project was submitted to Kentucky Division of Water on July 25th, and the Division of Water just returned a few very minor comments which Bell is addressing. We're also preparing easement exhibits and descriptions for areas where they're required. Plans have been submitted to abandoned mine lands, and they've started their NEPA study. Upon approval from Division of Water, AML, and Letcher County Water District, the project will be ready to advertise for contractors' bids. Next, Red Star Turkey Creek Phase 3. The design's complete and the hydraulics have been rerun. Bill's completed taking the pictures and measurements per the request of KYTC. Bill made a site visit on July 15th and performed a constructability review of the project. We submitted the encroachment permit to District 12 on July 29th, and a field review of the project with Bell and KYTC personnel was conducted on July 31st. Bell's performed a final QA review of the plans and specifications. The property for the proposed tank and booster pump station site have changed owners, and Bell has obtained PPA property information for the proposed property. We recommend that the district contact the new owners to see if these sites are still a viable option. Moving on, Loggy Hollow and zone meter replacement project. Bell has laid out the Loggy Hollow line. We've completed the hydraulics and prepared the division of water submittal. Bell's completed the surveying of the board crossing under Kentucky 15 for the encroachment permit application. We've also completed a site visit to assess the Pratt Fork pump station and are finalizing the plans for that portion of the project. Bell's contacted JAGS Environmental, which is the sales representative for the EFI pump stations, and obtained an estimated cost for a new station in the range of $150,000 to $170,000. Bell's providing additional information on the condition of the existing station to obtain a cost to rehab of the existing station. We're currently waiting on this estimate. The zone meters have been located on the topographic map, and we're in the process of looking at all the previous water line contract plans to determine line sizes and exact locations of the zone meters. We'll then visit each site to determine the exact location and GPS locate each site. Next, Cumberland River Phase 1. Plans have been revised based on the recent hydraulics. Bill will schedule a visit to perform a constructability review, take pictures and measurements as required by KYTC. Bill will proceed with the final design and submit to the Division of Water, and the project may then be bid pending funding availability. Cumberland River Phase 4, Bell made a site visit Monday, August 25th to perform constructability review and locate the cross drains and culverts along the state highways. Edits were marked up on the plans and those are currently in drafting. We've got another site visit scheduled next week to complete the constructability review and begin the pictures and measurements as required by KYTC. The hydraulics have been run for this project, and the next steps will be to finalize the plans and specifications, perform the QA review, and submit the encroachment permit to KYTC, and then to the Division of Water. After approval, the project may be bid funding or pending funding availability. Funding on this project is ARC and coal severance funds. Next, we got Millstone Sanitary Sewer. An agreed order was entered into between the district and the Division of Water. As part of that agreement, a corrective action plan was prepared and submitted to the Division of Water. Permit applications for the septic system serving the structures east of Millstone Drive have been submitted to the Health Department and are under review. These will be bid as soon as the Health Department approval is received. The on-site sewage disposal system layouts for the structures to remain occupied were completed this week. A copy of the plans were given to the district today and will be submitted to the Letcher County Health Department early next week for review and approval. Finally, the pay items for construction and engineering for the month. First, for construction, water line extensions for Federal Bureau of Prisons project for BP Pipeline. Second, engineering for water line extensions, Federal Bureau of Prisons for Bell. Next, engineering for Millstone Project Phase 2 for Bell. Next, engineering for Red Star Phase 3 for Bell. And finally, engineering for the Millstone Sewer Septic Tank Project for Bell. Any questions? Board? Thank you all for your time.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the approval of pay request for the construction projects. Do I hear a motion that we approve approve those pay requests?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Sam. Second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Fred. The motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries. And then, do we hear from anyone else on engineers' requests? Alan, you have something?
I'll be real brief.
Okay.
I promise you. And I'll let these packets with you. The first one is the meter replacement project. So attached to that is the RD approval. You all got that on September 3rd. The last board meeting, I gave you a tentative schedule to bid. We haven't met that yet, but I'll explain that here in a second. So you've got approval from RD. The other item we got to have from RD is authorization to bid. We do not have that, but I talked to them this morning. The issue was the right-of-way map, and I'll take the blame for that. We have to produce a map that has all the right-of-way on it. Jamie's got to sign it, Jason's got to sign it, I got to sign it. We produced the map, and then the signature block was a separate sheet of paper, and she wants them combined, so I'm resending you a blank map. The other issue was there were two other forms that Jamie and Jason had to sign, and the dates on those forms have to match the right-of-way map date, and they were two different dates, two different emails. So you're going to get a new map, post-dated to when you all sign the forms, and she said she'll have that approved. It would take her a couple of days, sometime early next week. So we will run the ad in this coming, we'll give it to the Mountain Eagle this Friday and run it next week's paper, next Wednesday's paper. But that's, I'll take the blame for that, but there was just, the forms were just, anyway. But that's the status of that. That project's moving ahead. I've also included I just cut and reviewed a calendar, so we'll run it Friday the 26th. We'll get the ad to the paper. It'll run October 1st, open on the 15th, and then by the next board meeting, we'll have a recommendation for award for that project for you all. That gives us a week after the bid opening to tabulate bids and all that stuff. The second project's the water plant. We met on the 12th. A few of us, Fred and Jerry were on there, Mark and Jason. And we just kind of talked about what we need to get this thing starting to stagnate, to get it moving. And the property, the site was the topic of discussion. And I think, I'm messing this up correctly. But the consensus was to get the judge to approach the property owners and make sure that they were still, and I talked to Terry. I think Terry's going to do that next week sometime, Jason, something like that. And he wanted a full-size 24 by 36 plan sheet with the facilities marked out on it to talk to the property owner. We UPS those.
I got a meeting tomorrow.
Okay, so Terry's going to do that. That was the first step. The second one was we talked about getting the site appraised just so we know if the asking price and all that's reasonable. I talked to the person you recommended, Jerry. He can do that. He has been doing that with the FEMA buyout, so he's familiar with the federal process. And so he's capable. So you've got an appraiser that can do it. The third thing was you all have some money to buy the property in your ARC grant for Loggy Hollow. ARC is administered by one of two agencies, Rural Development or Department for Local Government. And Chris has checked on it, and I talked to RD today. RD suggested you let Department of Local Government do the administration on that, and here's why. Department of Local Government also administers CDBG. You have CDBG money in the water plant. That's the environmental leases working on right now that you're going to get a CADX on, the one we had to resubmit because of the gas and the oil lines. If we use RD, they're going to require an entirely new environmental. So we'll request that DLG administer it, and if they say yes, then the only other thing that might come up is we may have to procure the appraiser. May have to put out an advertisement and see who's interested in it or not, or we may be able to do it with just 3 letters to 3 different appraisers. I don't know, but the DLG will have to make that decision. But anyway, so we're going to so the judge is working on property owners. We're working on getting the appraisal done. CSX, that was the other one. they had reached back out to me after our meeting and asked for a intended use plan. And they didn't elaborate on it, but I know they typically lean favorably towards public facilities, and maybe that's what they wanted to see, that you just weren't going to buy and build a horse farm or something, that it's going to be a public facility. Anyway, we sent that to them, and when I hear back from them, I'll let them know. We typically have an AML progress meeting the third Thursday of every month. It got bumped today, and it will be next Tuesday. The time to be determined. If you all want to be on that, let me know. Lisa puts that together. But it's just a status update. And I think that covers everything. We talked about looking at some alternate sites, and I'll get with Jason and Mark. And I talked to Mike Jacobs, and he would prefer that we come down here and get in the bushes with y'all and look at these things. So when you get a free day, which I know you don't have many of them, let me know, and we'll come down here and take a look at the 3 sites we were talking about. Hopefully the site we're on right now is the one, but just to be sure, we'll do that. But that's all I've got. I don't have any payment requests. Already, again, it said hold the billings till the project goes to construction. That's what we're doing, and we're in a holding pattern on AML to free up the funds, so we're holding on to that. 2 other things is you've got the Mount Comp healthcare water line extension. Talking to Lisa, we're going to reapply for ARC funding for that in October. We'll try it again this year, and hopefully now that they've funded the facility, they'll fund the utilities to support the facility. Your CDBG-DR, they're still working on the agreement for that. CRAD is. And then the other one was the line item. Jason and I talked about that. The judge is trying to get a line item for you all to do some telemetry upgrades and just need a little cost estimating and some technical stuff from us, and we'll get that to Jason so we can get it to the judge for this year's legislature. But that's all I've got. You got any questions? Be happy to answer them. Was I on track with what we talked about in the water plant meeting? Okay. That's all I've got.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very much. Next on the agenda is the payment of the monthly bills of the district, and again, they should be in our packet. So Jason, as usual, I'm going to ask you if there's anything in particular that you'd like to mention.
Yeah, on the Knott County bill, it's actually 25% of next month as well. The read dates was about 37 days. So it appears a lot higher than it actually is.
Okay. Okay, we've looked at the bills, and I would take a motion to pay the monthly bills of the district.
I'll make it.
Thank you, Jerry.
I'll second.
Thanks, Sam. The motion has been made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Those opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Next on the agenda is the board member comments and discussion. Mark, I have a question. Should we have, during board member discussion, a discussion about this letter from Richard?
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah.
I received today a letter, and the subject is the resignation of Richard Carter, Commissioner for the Letcher County Water and Sewer District. And he has asked us to accept this letter as his notice for resignation, effective November 1st, 2025, or sooner if a replacement is found. He's had health issues, and he feels it's time for him to resign. He appreciates and has enjoyed his time as a commissioner, and he has certainly made many contributions. It's a hard letter to read, Richard.
Yeah, it is. But you have to write them, though.
Do we have any other comments? Do we need a motion to accept this letter of resignation?
Sure, yeah. Just have to pass the information on to the judge, and we have the fiscal court to appoint you another member.
Okay, Mark has said very quietly that we do need a motion and that we need to pass the information on to the judge, and so that would be a time that he would appoint another board member. So with sadness and appreciation for Richard Carter, I'd like to ask for a motion that we accept his resignation.
Well, sadly, I'll make it.
Thank you, Jerry. A second?
Yeah, regretfully, I'll second.
Thank you, Fred. The motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Do we have public comments from the open floor?
The only thing that we would ask Diane is that they get someone from the Cumberland River, or at least somebody that has an interest on that side of the mountain.
I totally agree with you. Thank you, Donna, for telling us that. And I appreciate all that you've done to help us keep Richard as long as we have. Chris,
Yes, ma'am.
I can't see you.
I'll hide behind the podium. Would this be a good time to talk about it?
I think, yes, I think it would be.
I hate to do it on the heels of this same moment because, Richard, I tell you, I've been a blessing to be around you all these years, and you're going to be sorely missed, sir. I talked to Diane after the meeting last month. This is a positive thing. What it is RCAP, our national, I'm Chris Wells with the Rural Community Assistance Partnership. I work with Kim Padgett. I know you all know Kim, who's worked down here a number of years herself, and she's allowed me to assist her in that. Our national office at RCAP is trying to do success stories around the country. For a lot of this wet disaster money. You all got wet disaster money through rural development for the meter project, and we were able to help you all with that application and get that funded. We were also able to help some other communities here in the Eastern Kentucky counties, Southeast Kentucky counties, be successful in that. And they just want to they've been going around the country doing success videos, trying to highlight successes in the communities and how RCAP has been able to assist and help. And you all had the disaster in 2022, as so many did. And so what they would like to do is they would like to, they've come to Kentucky, and in all these other states are doing one community. We're going to try to do 3. And you guys are one of the 3 they'd like to try to do. And so what they have suggested is, and I've talked to Diane about it, talked a little bit to Mark about it, is they would like to come down. They have narrowed down a week. It's the last week of October of this year. And basically they would like to shoot some video. They'd like to do a couple interviews. And when I say interviews, I think all they're going to ask is, what issues have you all had and how's RCAP helped you? That's basically all they're going to ask you. And so I've been trying to talk Diane into getting interviewed. I'm not sure she'll want to do that, and that's okay. But I know where Mark had been involved so much with us and so much with that particular project, we had thought maybe Mark might be a good to be interviewed, and he's agreed to do so as long as we can make it available when he's available that week. And so we're going to have a meeting about that, National RCAP and the powers that be, and those that are going to shoot the video, and Kim and myself. We're in Northern Ohio next week for training, but like a week from Monday. We're supposed to have a meeting with those folks and kind of start nailing down the logistics of when they would come and what time, and obviously we want to do it when Mark's available. And we would do that. So I don't think you'll have to have like an official motion or anything for this, but I just want to make you all aware that that's what we'd like to do. I think it'll shine a positive light on Letcher County, it'll shine a positive light on us, it'll shine a positive light on rural development. I think it's just, we need to share our successes in this business. I've worked for almost 25 years in the environmental field now, and, several of those with RCAP, probably over 35 years, 25 of those with RCAP. And we just want to make sure that folks know, can highlight how great things are here, how you all do things well here, and your resilience in this area. And how much we love working with you, because we do love working with you, and have for several years, and we want to keep doing that. So I just wanted to, I wasn't trying to hide it from anybody or anything. I didn't know when a good time to share it would be, and it kind of got thrown to us kind of at the last minute. It seems last minute, doesn't it? End of October. We haven't had that long, but we certainly want to make that happen, because we want to highlight your all's area. We want to highlight the other two communities as well here in the general area. We're hoping to also do Knott County with Caney Creek, and also do Neon as well as you all, because obviously we work with all you all and we had successes with all you all. So why not shine a positive light on this area with your communities and things? And so what they probably will do, as I understand, like I said, I don't have all the details yet, they might want to shoot some footage of some of the flooded areas that had flooded back in 22, some of those kind of things. Like I said, they want to maybe just do like a couple little interviews, and of course they'll splice it all together with all the communities and make one video out of it at some point. But I just want to share that with you all. I'm thinking this might have been the best time to do it tonight, so it's going to work out. As I say, once we have more details, and hopefully we will after, it's not been nailed down, I think it's going to be a week from Monday. We'll get more details as to the specifics, as to what they're really going to ask for and the times and the logistics. So I don't have that yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know. But just to also know what a blessing it is for us to have the opportunity just to work with you guys. We love your all's communities. You can't beat Southeast Kentucky people. You just can't beat them. And I've been blessed myself just to have the opportunity to work with you guys, and I certainly appreciate that. So I'm going to sit down. If y'all have any questions, like I say, there's probably tons of questions. I don't have a lot of answers yet, but you can catch me after the meeting or something. I can talk. I'll be willing to talk to you, and I'll do the best I can. But in the meantime, I'll get some specifics, and I'll come back to you, and we'll crunch it down a little bit more as we get closer, if that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, very much. And we certainly have valued the work that you've done with us.
Oh, we appreciate it.
So now we have the adjournment. Do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
I'll make a motion with you.
Thank you, Richard. Would anybody like to second that?
I second it.
Thank you, Fred. The motion has been made and seconded. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Opposed? The meeting is adjourned.